Hi, everyone, and welcome to this month's edition of Tales from the CTO. My name is Jamie, and so happy to have you here joining this conversation. So for this month, I figured we can have a chat really quickly about, some of the things that we can do or should think about relative to the recession or a potential recession that might be coming down the pipes, and other things that we should be doing as business leaders relative to technology to help better support the business and, kind of create better outcomes coming into and heading out of any potential recession. So some of these things I think are kind of just important to do, almost no matter what, and others I do feel are kind of tied specifically to the recession. So first and foremost, I do think it's important that we look for these opportunities, and heading into it, it's really important to think through: are there things that we should be either becoming more efficient at or more effective at relative to processes? Are there opportunities to automate certain items? Are there things that we can do to help streamline things? That's always has a net positive outcome from an investment into the business. But especially when times are tough, we're always looking for how do we get more from less, and technology and automation is definitely a way to kind of achieve that outcome. The second thing is really relative to is the data that we have at our disposal, can it actually help us with any leading indicators from either what a potential recession might mean to us as an organization? Are there external indexes that we should be tracking that are going to help forecast? Are there certain things inside of our business, any canaries in the gold mine, so to speak, that can help us identify a potential something coming down the pipe? And really, it's about thinking those through in advance. And do we have any systems or tools in place to help raise those red flags or raise those alarm bells, if and when those situations might potentially occur? One of these things I think that isn't always, well understood or well thought of is, and I know this became very apparent during the pandemic, is, if you're a business and the majority of your customers were either in travel or retail, your business probably did not fare as well as other businesses that may have been a bit more recession-proof, like waste management or spirits, et cetera. And so, heading into another potential downturn in the economy, have we had a moment to look at our existing customer mix? Do we have a recession-proof customer mix? Are there any customers of ours that are at risk? Do our systems actually allow us to identify, any of these types of customers, or create profiles or a tag or metadata to say, here are customers that might potentially be at risk. Maybe their payables are slowing down, or there might be other indicators that there might be challenges in place, and do we want to help get ahead of any of those things? And maybe a bit more strict in terms of our net 30 or net 45 or whatever payment terms we have with specific customers, just in terms of, again, risk mitigation. And finally, and I think this is the biggest thing, you see this all the time, and this is really true during the pandemic. You saw this a lot with Web 3.0 and a lot of people making investments to things like NFTs and stuff. I know that that's very out there, but if we take that as an example and say, when there's slow time, that's the perfect time to actually make investments in the business, implement changes. It's always difficult to make transformative changes while we're busy, while we've got lots of customers, while we've got lots going on, where we're in heavy growth mode. But when things slow down, or we get a little bit of chance to exhale, that's the perfect time for us to kind of double down, look for opportunities to invest, what's actually going to pay dividends, 6 months, 12 months on the road, and make a bet, invest in those things. Don't sit on your haunches, because not that anything is wrong with that per se, and all, however, by doing that, you're going to get what you expect to get, which is you'll be in the same situation as you were prior to that. But if you're looking to maintain momentum with your business, again, these types of slowdowns are perfect opportunities to look and evaluate, where we can make some bets. So those are just a few things. Obviously, that's not an exhaustive list of things that we can do to look at, heading for a recession or heading for uncertain economic times. If you have anything that's very specific to you, you'd love to have a conversation, please reach out, CTO@ProServeIT.com. Love to have a conversation about what risks might be present in your business and whether there are any technology investments that can be made now to help either safeguard or provide a better outcome on the tail end of any kind of future economic downturn. Until next time, thanks for listening.